the first Sunday of Advent. We soon begin a new liturgical year with the first Sunday of Advent. Some of us may be saying, Advent already? It may bring a certain anxiety because Christmas follows Advent, and there's so much to do before Christmas, what with gifts and cards and decorations. In addition to being a little anxious, we may have a little sense of guilt because Advent can be lost in all those preparations for Christmas. The Gospel for the first Sunday of Advent does not help that little bit of guilt. It says, don't get caught by surprise, be prepared. To reflect on this first Sunday's readings, I begin by sharing a doorbell video story taken during the very American holiday of Halloween. The family of one house in the neighborhood was not going to be home for trick-or-treating. So they left on the porch a large bowl of candy with a sign that said, "Take only one." A small boy comes bounding up the steps. He sees the bowl, looks, and finds it empty. No candy left. Perhaps some children took more than one? What did he do? He reached into his own Halloween bag, took out a bunch of candy, put it in the bowl, and bounded away again. It's a sweet story, more so because the ending is unexpected. In the Gospel on this first Sunday of Advent, Jesus speaks of the unexpected, like the robber who might come to your home. If you had known the robber was coming, you would have been prepared. We think of Advent as the invitation to be prepared. We are not waiting for the birth of Jesus into our world. Jesus was born into history. He lived, ministered, died, showing us God's love. We celebrate Christmas as God with us. Advent, then, is a time to reflect on what we know and what we believe and deepen it as part of who we are. The message of the prophet Isaiah this first Sunday of Advent is climb the mountain to God's house, be instructed in God's ways, and walk on God's path. In this new liturgical year, we once again walk with Jesus through his birth, his ministry, his death, and rejoice again in his resurrection. Advent is like the New Year's resolution to continue growing as disciples of Christ. During Advent, we pay attention. We look around. We see how God is present, in what way God's presence is needed. We ask, how can we bring God with us to others? This season calls us to believe in God's promise of peace, in spite of war in Ukraine, the bitter divisions in our society, the tensions around the world. We're invited to believe in the message of unity that Jesus proclaimed, despite our failure to listen to the warnings about climate change and the resulting famine, fires, and floods that are putting people around the world at odds with each other. The striking thing about the little boy in the story is his spontaneous response. He did not cry or pout. He didn't even say, and just go to the next house for more candy. He knew this was not what should be, that others would come and find nothing. What he did was act. It is the further invitation of Advent. See and respond to the situation or event that is before us. Perhaps a listening ear for someone. Perhaps bringing the huge issues you are concerned about to prayer. Perhaps acting with time or treasure to meet the needs you recognize. Perhaps intentionally practicing patience, forgiveness, compassion. Advent invites us to immerse ourselves in God with us, to deepen our understanding of the message of Jesus the Christ, so we are not caught unawares, but rather when encountering the unexpected, we respond naturally, spontaneously, with loving ways that reflect God's love for us. May we be blessed with openness and spontaneity during this Advent. As the children of God, we are